Welcome everybody to another great episode of Real Life Matters. Of course, I'm your host, DBoss, and I'm just encouraging the people here, if anybody has films, their music, their books, their author, or any items that they have for sale, I'm encouraging people to purchase them, get them for themselves. It just takes a minute. And also, if they're film writers and they're in the music industry and they want to get good ratings, buy the music, buy the streams. I'm just encouraging, because that helps them in their ratings so they can get different awards, global awards and stuff like that, is if their ratings are like that. So for people, instead of getting the free stuff, yes, everybody likes free stuff, but if you really like the artist and they're in that category, just go and start to, just purchase the streams. It's not that much money, and you could just get it. So, and if unfortunately, I am on, it's not unfortunate, but it's fortunate. I'm on from 10 to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time from Monday to Friday. And you can watch Caribvision in 28 different countries, including the UK, United Kingdom. And also, if you're in Canada, you could subscribe to Bellfibe, and we're on channel 658. And also, if you don't want that, you could also just get the streaming. You can go to Caribvision's website and you can just download and click on the actual icon, and then you'll get to subscribe and see all the other great shows just like mine on the channel. But anyways, I've been giving people some tips about laughing is healthy. So I encourage everybody, wherever you are, to laugh for at least 15 minutes. It helps warm up your vocal cords if you're going to speak. It helps also tone your abs. It helps you bring down your blood pressure, and it also helps you overall health, well-being. You're releasing some of those endorphins that are in your body that you could just, laugh it off. If you're always looking so stern and strict, you want to look a little more youthful, then laugh. Laughter is great. So anyways, that's enough on that. Okay, but today I got a special guest coming out, and he's going to tell us all about himself. And he's produced by Island Media, and he does shorts, films, and with no other further ado, he's going to tell us about this Medulla, the SEAMAN. So with no other further ado, he's the director. I introduce to you AKLEY OLTON.
Hey, good evening. How are you?
I'm good. I pronounced your name correctly, AKLEY OLTON. Is that right?
It's AKLEY OLTON.
AKLEY OLTON. Okay.
Yeah. And it's also Island Rebel Media.
Island Rebel Media. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's where you're from. So can you tell everybody here at Real Life Matters, the guests like to know what's your culture, background, and where you come from.
Okay. So I'm from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, one of those islands in the Eastern Caribbean, Lesser Antilles, the small ones. I think it's 2 up from Trinidad, like Trinidad, Grenada, and then St. Vincent. So, it's like an English colony, ex-English colony. There are a lot of similarities between St. Vincent and Canada. St. Vincent was also at a point a French colony. I think the same treaty that sort of ceded St. Vincent to the British. Canada was a part of the same treaty, I think. I think that's where it went. So, there's some like cultural similarities. We speak English. We don't have a French side. You
don't speak like a little broken. You're not like St. Lucia where they speak Creole.
No, we don't have a French-based Creole. Our Creole is English.
Okay.
So well, maybe English and some African, but it's more like gestures and speaking at a faster rate as opposed to like how we talking now. So
okay, well, it's just like people in Barbados too. So
no, but there. Oh, your family is from Barbados.
Yes.
Okay. I would say we're more like Jamaicans, if anything.
Like okay.
How we sound. Yeah, we're not as melodic as the Bajans.
Okay. All right. If you're making an attack, you got a big attack coming.
I'm celebrating the difference.
Your flags are almost the same color, so.
and you're our closest neighbor. Like
yes.
Yeah. like the volcano erupted in St. Vincent in 2021,
Hmm.
and a lot of the ash went to Barbados. Barbados probably had more ash than St. Vincent because it goes up and then it falls, but not it doesn't fall in the same area where it went up from.
Well, I did coverage on that with the St. Vincent. I did with the news and brought them in because people didn't know where their people were and
Uh-huh.
that. So, are you on the same island there that it happened, or are you on a
Yeah,
different
yeah.
one?
I'm on the same island where it happened, and I
Okay.
was doing a lot of coverage for news as well, but like out there filming it and capturing interviews and different like different moments, just capturing it
Hmm.
like I guess that's what I was doing, and also supporting news media teams to sort of get coverage so that they could tell the story so that it could support the aid and all of that.
Well, I
And
had the girls on there from the media right on the TV, and they came. They were the one of the first responders going out there. And one girl, she had 2 pounds of ash in her hair.
oof,
She came back, and she was just like, and then everything was out, the current and everything. So and a
the
lot of
water,
people
yeah.
that did. So did you exit the island when this happened, or did you stay on?
No, I've been here all this time. I haven't.
You didn't go on the cruise ships. Everybody
Yeah,
said.
I was in the car park filming everybody leaving on the cruise ships, and I'm like,
I would have been the first one on there. I'm telling you.
well, where
They don't
where
gotta tell me twice. I'd be like, "Oh, where's DBoss? Look, don't look any further because I'm on the ship."
like where I was or where I live is like in the south, so it's like it was the safest area. Is what they call the green
Oh,
zone,
okay. The
which
green
is
zone.
where
Okay.
a lot of people sort of came to shelter it out. So and I live in a community where there are lots of springs, like natural springs. There's
Okay.
one where the water tastes like sparkling, like it's just coming out of the ground, but it tastes like
Wow.
sparkling. And those spaces were the spaces that people went back to because the reservoirs on the island are open top
Okay.
for like the plumbing. So when the
Okay.
ash came, it filled up all the reservoirs. So people had to go back to like the springs and the other alternative means
Okay.
of getting fresh water.
So I
And
guess you must have had a lot of people at your house then,
yeah,
staying.
yeah, like everybody came to my community to get water. Like it was a thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So when I
yeah.
come down there, I guess we're gonna be going to your community.
Well, if you want to taste that sparkling water, for sure. A lot of
Mhm.
people pass through my community just for that. It's a thing. It's a thing. It's pretty spectacular.
Because you gotta
Um,
pay money for that extra. That's the kind of water I drink anyways.
it's not. No, you don't have to pay. You could just take a bottle and go and fill up as much as you want.
Oh,
Yeah, it's always running as well. Like it's never end. It's been flowing my whole life, just like running. So
jeez.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a real like testimony of how blessed this piece of this land is.
Okay.
And yeah, so I guess that could bring me to kind of like what I do. So I live on the island, and I kind of use my camera to sort of like document reality on the island, and I
Okay.
develop these independent creative documentary projects. Sometimes
Okay.
I do like narrative, like fiction, but not as much as I do documentaries. And
Okay.
I guess what this conversation or what stimulated this conversation is that one of those projects, one of those creative documentaries I made on the island was recently premiered at Hot Docs this year.
Okay.
And well, for me, coming from St. Vincent, where there isn't much of a cinema industry,
Okay.
it's very very significant in terms
Okay.
of being able to like make work that is on a technical and aesthetic and creative level that communicates globally, but also being able to like represent the reality of where I come from on such a big global platform. It
Okay.
yeah, it's just a thing that has just sort of like created a lot of if you want to say like pride in the community of
Okay.
Vincentians on the island and also in the diaspora, maybe more in
Okay.
the diaspora than on the island. And then the other thing that I should mention is that the this particular film is about a community called Baroli, where it's one of the only places where people in the West still wrestle with the creatures of the deep for food. And when I say
Oh,
creatures of the deep, I mean whales.
oh,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah. So
So you got to go way out for that, I guess.
you have to what?
You got to go way out in the sea for that, or is it
Well,
close?
you have to go way out, but sometimes it's close.
Okay,
It's an area where a particular kind of whale sort of like hap- it lives there. It
okay,
and the kind of whale that these people hunt is it's a pilot whale.
okay,
Um, so yeah, so this community it's called Baroli. It's actually a sort of French testament of our French legacy.
okay,
It's the first colonial space on the island, and
okay,
one of the things that was sort of set up in that colonial time is this whale hunting tradition.
okay,
Yeah. So the film really sort of like points out the I guess how this tradition came to be, and I guess in the 21st century, like whaling is frowned upon. Like a few years ago,
Yeah, because
um,
I was just gonna ask. I said, well, is this for eat? They eat that? You eat the meat, that meat, or what do you
yeah,
do with it?
like like today, the whale that we eat, it's part of like we've been eating it for the past 200 years. Like in terms of the people living on this island,
Okay,
almost 200 years, and how and the reason why the whales are hunted right now is for food, specifically for food. But when
okay,
it was set up during colonial times, it wasn't for food. It was
okay,
for oil. It was for oil to light the lamps in this in like in London or in New York or wherever, like the street lamps back in those times in the 1800s, they were
okay.
made with whale oil, and that's what it was set up for. But I guess as time changed and other industries were developed, the only reason to continue hunting these whales nowadays with for this local population is to do so for food, and that became very very
What do you
evident.
call the fish? You call that when you have it fishing, right? What do you have it? What do you call that?
Oh, when we just call it blackfish.
Oh, blackfish. So then you know
Mhm.
that that's particular fish is that.
Well, the meat is black because it's sort of sun dried.
Oh,
Yeah, so they will capture the whale, and the meat of the whale is kind of like beef, like it's like
oh,
a dark, very muscly kind of fish meat.
okay,
It's not like mahi mahi or tuna, salmon.
okay.
It's more muscular in terms of the
So it's
meat.
like a shark meat almost.
No, no, shark is white meat, and this is
Okay.
red. Yeah,
This is red.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So
it's
I
red.
take it you have to put a lot of seasoning and let it marinate for a while.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like so, how it happens is like they first they capture the whale and then they go through a sort of processing of it, where it's sort of sun dried in this age old method of like preservation, where you
Okay.
salt the meat and then you sun dry it, and then it becomes sort of like jerky, like beef jerky, or like some
Oh,
yeah, like some
I don't,
ham.
I don't think I've ever had that meat before.
Yeah, like it's not
I
a
guess you
thing.
find people. I guess in the Saint Vincent or people that know that, then they have it. But I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
But
it's a
ask
thing.
my
It's a
mom. Ask her.
yeah,
She had.
it's only in St. Vincent. It wouldn't. It's not a thing
Oh,
that
okay.
we like. We don't export it. We don't try to like. It's like one of these things that is sort of like a mark of the culture on the island that
Okay.
developed.
So what do
Uh,
you serve it? What do you have it with?
breadfruit. You know breadfruit?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a thing that we have on Saturdays. Like Saturdays is the day when you would
Oh,
find it selling in the streets, like street vendors, like food vendors.
okay.
And Saturday is the day when we Saturday morning and for Saturday lunch, like people would go out to the streets and buy more traditional food. And
Okay.
this is one of the things that you would definitely find every Saturday. all over St. Vincent. You know, as long as there's been a catch, as long as the whalers went out and got a catch.
Well, so those whales are pretty big. So if they get one of those, it's like, wow,
Well,
that's a lot of beef jerky.
they're not that big. Some of them are like human size, like 5, 6 feet. You know,
Oh, okay.
because they're pilot whales. They're not like the bigger whales that they would catch in St. Vincent are the humpbacks. Like we have the
Okay.
right to hunt humpbacks as well, but there's like a quota on how much you can actually catch. But that doesn't happen on mainland St. Vincent in Barrowley. That happens on an island called Bequia in the Grenadines. Because
Okay.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which is the full name of the country, is actually an archipelago made up of 32 islands.
Okay.
So Beckway is the one where there is a more sort of like if you want to say it's the remnant of a more industrialized whaling scene, you know.
Okay.
And that's where the humpbacks sometimes come through the channel in Beckway. And that's why the whale hunting station was set up all these years ago. Um
So
the
if
other
people meet somebody on a different island, when you meet, so what do they just come in with the ship or a ferry or?
Yeah. So
Okay.
when you come to St. Vincent, you can fly from Pearson straight to Argyle International Airport. That's the name of
Okay.
you could take a Caribbean Air straight to Vincy and no Air Canada, sorry, straight to St. Vincent,
Mhm.
and starting back from this November, I'm here promoting for them. and, and so you could take Air Canada straight to St. Vincent, and then when you're in St. Vincent, you can either take a smaller plane, like a very like one of those it's like a plane where you could like it's not sealed. It's like a very small. I don't know the model of the aircraft, but like
Okay.
one of them from Indiana Jones. Like a small plane.
Well,
Like
sometimes you guys used to a long time ago. You guys used to fly to Barbados, and then they would fly out to Saint Vincent or Saint Lucia and stuff like that.
you could do that as well, but I'm
Okay.
about promoting brand St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and not so much
Okay.
Barbados or like I'm about promoting St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So
Okay.
I just want, that yes, we know that back in the day you had to come through Barbados to get to St. Vincent, but we have
Hmm.
solved that problem or that challenge. Now you can fly here from New York, Miami, Toronto, London, wherever you want, right?
Okay.
So when you get here now, if you want to go to the Grenadines, you could take one of those small planes to about five of the Grenadines because they
Okay.
have five smaller airports. And you can also take a ferry from
Okay.
Queenstown. Or you could charter a catamaran, or a
Or
speedboat,
something.
a pleasure yacht, whatever you like.
Okay.
But
Yeah. Well, we all got to come down to Saint Vincent now and see what's going on there.
yeah, try something different, eat some blackfish, and
Hmm.
also, like experience a beautiful. It's like a nature island combined with a, a beach island, because we have
Okay.
rivers and waterfalls and lots of we have two kinds of beaches actually. We have black sand beaches and white sand beaches.
Okay.
So it's a very like interesting space to come and explore. Um so
I've
just
never been on black sand beaches, so that might be different.
yeah, it's the volcanic sand.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like really fine, just like the white sand, like really fine and soft to walk on.
Hmm.
It's really nice for photographs, like really
Oh,
nice for photographs. Um, I would say especially with black skin, but that's just me. But it's really nice for photographs, and I would say the only thing is like maybe like in the day, like if you want to come and take a tan on the beach, it gets really hot on a black sand beach unless you're in the shade.
you can
Because
imagine. You're wearing black in the Caribbean period. It's very hot in the
yeah,
day.
yeah,
You want to take that off.
yeah.
It's
So,
like, are you asking to kill yourself? Don't wear black in the day. Wear
yeah,
black at night.
taking the radiance of all the colors around, you know, you have to like
Yeah.
reflect them back.
I've been down there and I'm telling you, don't wear black. Like here in Canada, you can wear a little bit of black and it's not, but down there, that black is a different kind of game.
Yeah.
It's a game changer. Wear black at night. But anyways, so what made you want to be a film? What inspired you?
Um, I was like a child who could draw, like like I could draw. And
Okay.
when I look around my community, I didn't see like a lot of examples of people who sort of like who are artists or who are creatives and in a professional way, like who are making like a profession out of it.
Okay.
So I didn't know what to do with my talent, but I kept on doing it because I loved it, and I did it in school as well,
Oh,
like
okay.
part of the academics, and I kept on doing really good at it. And at the end of at the end of schooling in St. Vincent, I got a scholarship to go to university to study art. And I made my decision making was real straightforward. It was like painting and all those kinds of art forms are like things of the past, and I didn't see them as like, for me, like a way that I could make a profession, and
Okay.
at the point in time, like film was new in the Caribbean, and like Caribbean filmmaking was kind of like
Okay.
new, and well, not new in term because that it was a new wave of Caribbean filmmaking that was kind of emerging, and I became a part of that uh, um, process. But it was a means to an end in terms of like finding a profession as a creative, like
Okay.
that's why I wanted to do it in the beginning. But then it turned into a sort of like passionate endeavor where I discover that there's this wealth of stories, and also people who, some of them are skilled naturally, some of them have been trained, some of them went to schools like me to study film. And like if we could find a way to like come together and be on the island, and if we could find a way to like get the resources, the cameras and the microphones, it could be interesting to like develop like a cinema scene on the island from the point of
Okay.
view of the islanders. And yeah, I just like came onto that notion, and then it became like the core of a kind of motivation to tell Caribbean stories. And yeah, I've been doing it for a little while now from many many angles, like lately I've become a director, but before, I was a cinematographer, an editor,
Cinematographer.
writer, or just
Okay.
somebody who's like working in the organizing of creative events, just to be able to like stay in this field. And I even had a few opportunities in Canada.
Okay.
I used to work
You've
with
been
this.
up here then. You've been up to Canada.
Yeah, my first film was exhibited at the Caribbean Tales
Oh yeah,
International.
I know them very well.
Yeah.
And
Fran
and Francis Solomon. Yeah.
Yeah, Francis Ann Solomon has been instrumental in my story. She was one of my lecturers at the University of the West Indies. She was teaching
Okay.
production management, and
Hmm.
that's where I met her. And I started to like volunteer to like work with her to like learn more, because I recognized that she had like a wealth of experience and
Hmm.
understanding, and that she was also like Caribbean,
Hmm.
and I wanted to learn how to do this thing from the Caribbean and in the Caribbean. So
There's
she,
no other than her. And then
yeah,
there's another lady too that does a film. She's in Trinidad. I don't know, Asha Lovelace. You know her?
yeah, I know Asha. Asha is
Mhm.
I actually, we went to the same film school in Cuba, because when I finished in
Okay.
Barbados, I went to Cuba to study cinematography. And
Mhm.
Asha and I are in the same alumni. I know her very well. She's been a big supporter as well. When
I
I
just
went,
interviewed. I just interviewed her too. So
Oh,
she
about
taught.
the Africa.
Mm-hmm. The
Yeah, yeah.
African film in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, it's an amazing, amazing festival. I
I've
always like
interviewed
being.
Frances Ann Solomon. I've interviewed on all her people, all her films that she's done, all the people. So, she's going to be, when she sees it, oh, I know him.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I actually worked with Francis on Hero. I was
Yes, I saw
yeah,
that here when she did you come up here for it when she opened it and did it, or?
yeah, I was there when it I was there when it opened in Toronto. Yeah, and
Oh, okay.
yep, yep, yep.
I liked it.
I was yeah, it was for me it was like a game changer, like in
Mhm.
terms of like the approach to documentary and also like storytelling and telling a
Okay.
story that spans over like so many different spaces and over time. Like it was great to like to be a part of the process. Like I learned so much from that experience,
Well, it's to
forever.
show you how international I am, and I interviewed all these. They
Yeah,
all
boy.
come to me.
Who else you know? Who else you know?
So that's good. But okay, we're gonna watch. I got this trailer here of your Mandula. So
Madulu.
everybody,
Yeah,
Medulla.
yeah.
I guess I'm
Madulu.
getting Madulu. That's part of your accent, or that's how you call it.
It's no,
Medulla.
no, no. It's a word that I sort of like discovered.
Okay.
I was sort of like googling and looking to understand things, and one of the languages that sort of like was spoken in Saint Vincent before the British and the French is a Kalinago language, which is
Okay.
Kalinago is a type of Taino. Taino, the
Right.
indigenous people of the Caribbean.
Okay.
And Kalinago is a type of Taino, just like how the African Americans and Black,
Okay.
Caribbean, but we are all share Pan African identity. So
Okay.
Kalinago is a type of Taino that lived on the smaller islands because the Tainos lived in Puerto Rico, in Cuba, on the bigger Caribbean islands. So on the smaller islands, there were Kalinago. There is a story of the Kalinago sort of coming together with Africans to
Okay.
create what they call the Garifuna or Garinagu. And so this dictionary that I was reading said that Madulu means seaman in this indigenous language.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's watch it and we'll see.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
Okay.
Seven long years we never touch one. We are bound away from this world of misery.
The experience that you have when you see people pull up with you, just be like, I want to see like the brain and the teeth and everything. You want to explore about the blackfish. The last time they thought of catch like a big grandpa fish, like big.
It's a waste of time, so you're gonna do whale watching. You don't have that niche that you used to have. Because Vincent on a whole, there's nothing to whale watching.
They're not interesting.
Into whale eating. It's about the food, it's a livelihood, you have to eat. Even my uncle thought, well, he have a record of shooting one of the biggest whale ever came in here.
We are bound away from this world of misery. Oh, yes, misery. I come to tell you.
Fishing right, and there's the good one. There's the blackish one.
Misery.
I come from a village of hard-working seamen who have survived because of their relationship with the sea.
My rolling river, only the Almighty knows about my hardship. We are bound away from this world of misery.
Mhm.
Wow. Wow. Well, that's a pretty big blackfish there.
Oh yeah, that one. That's a humpback.
The humpback.
That's the yeah at the end. But that's not like footage that I filmed. That's some stock footage.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay. But that's okay. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
so what more is on the agenda for you after this?
Well, a few festivals have like reached out, and I've submitted it to a few more festivals.
Okay.
I guess the one that I'm really hoping that works out is Sundance. I'm really hoping that it gets into that, and I'm sort of like also the opportunity for me. It's one of learning like how to create a product, if you want to call it a cinematic product, from the Caribbean, and sort of like learning how to distribute it and how to get it to different spaces. So
Okay.
it's a moment of discovery for me, in terms of like learning about distribution. As I
Okay.
mentioned, I've already been quite experienced in the different aspects of like production, whether it
Okay.
is like working as a camera part of the camera crew, or producing, or even directing, even editing. But distribution is new to me, and to figure out how to come up with a strategy to put a film out is I guess that's where I'm at right now. I do have other projects that I'm developing. One of them is about the indigenous people of the island. It's
Okay.
called Hairuna, Land of the Blessed. And it's really about a guy on a journey into his ancestral memory to sort of like recreate himself, to deal with his current situation.
Okay.
Um, and it's really about the people I mentioned, the Garifuna people
Okay.
who were there when the British came on the island. They were sort of like exile, and a sort of genocide was committed against them by the British in
Uh-huh.
in their colonization of the island.
Okay.
But descendants of those people are still alive, some on the island, but they're alive with a sort of like ignorance of their culture and their actual, traditional identity. And it
Okay.
but then there's also another group of descendants who are aware of their traditional identity, but they live in Central America. So
Okay.
the film is about like this guy on a journey to Central America to sort of like find his indigenous identity. Um, yeah. Um,
All right.
yeah.
Well, when you come back, when you got something else, come back because we want to keep up with you. You know, to see what you're doing. We just want to see you this one time and don't see you for a few more years.
I'll be working. I hope the work
Yes.
continues to appeal to to these spaces, but I'll definitely be doing my work. If it shows up on your radar, then I guess
Yes. Yes, it shows up. So, how long is the movie? Actually, how in real time?
22 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a short film. And
Okay. Yeah.
right now it's not anywhere because we're doing like a festival run. And in the future we hope to have it on like a video on demand and have it available so that you could watch it whenever you want to. But right now,
Okay.
like I say, it's a sort of experiment where I'm trying to figure out how to how to distribute a project from the Caribbean, to the
Okay.
world. And
Okay.
another thing I should mention is that I started the project with a friend of mine, and then we
Okay.
were we were later supported by this filmmaking organization called If Then Shots, and they're an
Okay.
organization based in the US that support filmmakers, well,
Okay.
filmmakers and also filmmakers of the global south who are sort of like challenged in terms of accessing resource to tell their stories, and also accessing resource to sort of like navigate the cinematic world. um so they supported me to create the film, and they also supported me in terms of education, like
Okay.
teaching me, different aspects of how to like approach this thing in a more professional way, you know.
Okay.
I just wanted to give them their due and big them up.
Well, is there any other shout outs or big ups that you want to give?
The co-producer Laura Sands,
Mhm.
co-producer and cinematographer, and all the persons who supported me over these years, supported and
Okay.
encouraged me. Mary Wells, Francis Ann Solomon, the whole Caribbean Tales family, and also a group of guys called Press Gang Mutiny. Another aspect of the film that kind of like went under the radar is the songs that the old gentleman was singing in the
Yes.
trailer. They're sea shanties. I'm not sure if you're familiar with sea
No.
shanties.
No.
Also, sea shanties are songs that sailors would sing when they had to do the tasks that are involved in sailing. So if you
Okay.
had to row, then you would sing a certain song, and that song would kind of like help you to. And it's a
Help
thing
you
that's
make it through.
it's a thing that's universal, right?
Okay.
And what's interesting is that there's some people in Canada right now who would hear those songs, and it would mean things to them because they are also a part of this wall of the sea shanties. Like it's a
Okay.
movement that's been happening right now in
Okay.
terms of reconnecting to like cultures of migration. And yeah, I just wanted to point that out because there's a bunch of guys called Press Gang Mutiny, which it's a sea shanty group, and they also are a big like supporter of the work. So I just wanted to acknowledge them.
That's okay. All
Yeah.
right. And if people want to keep up with you on social medias, where would they go to?
My name AKLEY OLTON or Island Rebel Media.
Rebel.
Yeah.
Got one in there. But that's okay. So they can just find you on all your. That's it. That's they just pull up your name and they'll see you there.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube. I'm on the Instagram, Facebook, and I also have a website, islandrebelmedia.com.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you for telling us that, because people will. But anyways, I do want to thank you, Olton, for sharing your journey with us and expressing your culture and telling people the background. Now we know what you guys call beef jerky. People that's in America and stuff. It's not that one. It's a different thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As we learned today, and
Similar
that's
concept. Yeah.
it's a traditional dish that they have in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Blackfish. Yeah.
Black,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Blackfish.
Blackfish. But one day I got to come there and I got to experience that and have it.
Yeah. When you're ready,
It's
just
so
let me know.
good. All
Just let
right,
me know.
we'll call you up. Oh,
Yeah. Say I'm ready for the blackfish.
I'm ready for the Blackfish. And if it's Friday, don't call me Friday. Call me Saturday.
Right. Yeah. Saturday have to be on a Saturday. That's the best day.
Okay. All right. That's all right. Well, it's a pleasure sitting here and you going through in your journey. We hope to see you come back very shortly. And I also do want to thank the viewers tonight for tuning in with Real Life Matters here with the producer, director of the movie MADULU. And and we'll be there. So go look at the trailer. Go look at the trailer, and you will you'll enjoy it. Or just come back and watch the episode on YouTube. Go to the YouTube channel, DBoss Networks, and you'll see it there. So thanks, and bye for now.
All right. Have a good evening. Thank you.